Hi there, my name's Dave Howard from Paddywhack Arts. This is just a quick video in response to a question which came up on which Facebook group was it? Beginner Ukulele Hints and Helps. The question came from Share, and it was in relation to a version of I Only Want to Be With You, which specified a lovely chord, A flat. The way it was showing you to play the A flat, play a G and play the same shape but just moved up a fret. Now when you do that, of course, you're only moving those 3 strings up the fret, so you also have to do something with the 4th string, and what it was suggesting you do is use your little finger to go over the top. Now I find that difficult, and I've been playing for quite a long time. It's horrible. Yeah, wouldn't want to do that. Maybe better with a bar across. It's not the easiest chord to play, particularly for beginners. There are a number of approaches that I would take to this. Tried explaining this in words, probably easier to show. So basically the same chord, but forget about the 4th string. And you can forget about the 4th string in 2 ways. You can forget about the 4th string by not strumming it. So that's quite tricky. Your strumming hand has to come down and hit these 3 strings without hitting that string. It's worth practicing being able to hit those 3 strings without hitting that one, because it gives you all sorts of options for other things. You could use that in a combination with another technique, which is to mute that 4th string. I do that, and most people do it by putting their finger just over the top, not so it sounds a note, which is another technique altogether, but so that it just rests on the top and gets in the way and stops it from singing. So now you don't have to be so precise with your strumming hand, because when you hit this note, it's dead. That's very useful. It's not cheating by any stretch of the imagination. It doesn't change the chord, because these 3 notes, those are the 3 notes we need for A flat major. We're making an A flat major. All that note does is duplicate the top string, which gives it a nice ring, but you can leave it out. Still an A flat major, hasn't changed. So there are those 2 options. Out of those 2 options, probably playing the G shape and your thumb resting on the top to mute that 4th string is probably what I would generally go for if I was aiming to play a straight A flat major. And I know other people have suggested that too. We're on the same page. But there is another option I'd like to suggest, and that is to substitute the chord. It's a very easy substitution. Some people have suggested substituting an F minor. That works very nicely. F minor isn't particularly beginner's chord, it's tricky with your little finger on there. Please don't use your ring finger. It's a health and safety issue, and you can damage the tendons. So use your little finger for an F minor. That's a chord substitution. It's a different chord from the A flat, but it works. However, there's something nice about that A flat major which makes me prefer it. And then we go to the A flat major. Now the way I would get there myself is I'd play a version of the C. That's a C chord. That's the 3rd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret and open. 3rd, 3rd, 4th, open. That's a C, just as that's a C, just notes in a different place. And then I'd go via, which is a B flat 6. Just take the whole thing down and end on the A flat. Dum dum dum. And it's a really nice progression, and it emphasizes how odd the A flat chord is in the key of C. The A flat chord doesn't belong in the key of C. It belongs in the key of C minor. Okay, so I wouldn't tend to use an F minor. It's nice, but it changes the feel, I think, for me. Up to you, completely up to you. I would keep the A flat, but another substitution that I would suggest is you substitute the A flat for a quirky chord, which is the A flat major 7th. Sounds complicated, but it's very easy, because all it is playing that A flat chord and not muting that string. That string turns the A flat into an A flat major 7th. It's quite discordant there, but I think it sounds really nice. It builds up a nice little tension. Sounds really stupid, but I'm playing finger picking because I actually hurt my finger. I won't tell you how, and I've got a tiny little cut, and actually doing the finger picking is easier than doing the strumming, but I'll try and do a simple strum to this. So wrong key for me to sing. Just to recap, you can either play your full A flat as a bar, so I would play it as a bar, or you can play it by targeting the strings that you're wanting to play and missing the string that you're not, or you can rest your thumb on the top and thus muting that fourth string. You can use those two in combination if you want to practice the targeting. Or you can play a flat major 7, which takes all the complication out of it. It's nice if you use that to build. I hope that helps. I'll shut up now. That was a very long answer to a very short question. Have fun.